Hello, hello, heathens. Welcome to, yes, another color and chat. Today we are going to be coloring in a book that we have not seen in a while, Little Miss Graveyard Girls. For those of you who may be thinking, oh my God, Karla never colors in her old books. No, that is not true. I do. I just have so many books at this point that I literally just grab whatever book I'm in the mood for, unless it's new. Because if it's a new book, then obviously I dedicate a few sessions to the new one. So we are giving Luna Soleil, which is of course my latest book, a little break, and we are going to get on theme because hello, spooky season. So I have already pre-selected my colors. I want to go with a autumnal theme today. But if you are not new to my channel, you know that in the very end, this could mean absolutely jack shit, because things tend to do what things are going to do around here. Sometimes I follow through with what I say I'm going to do, and sometimes I don't when it comes to my coloring. So for those of you who have never seen Graveyard Girls, 26 pages of spookies is what it is. And the page, I had a couple of different pages in mind for today, but I want to go ghosty ghost, so we're gonna go with the little spooky zombie girl, I guess. I suppose she's not a ghost, right? She's more of a zombie. I don't know what the hell she is. She's a cemetery spook, and that is all that matters. And given that I want to go with an autumnal color palette, it is going to be on the darker side, because what I'm thinking that I want to do is go with darker colors and then highlight with gel pens. So let's just dive on into it. I'm going to lay down base colors. Oops, she did not put a backing sheet. So I'm going to lay down base colors and then we'll go from there. And I'm only going to be chatting through a portion of the coloring because we need to keep this to 45 minutes or less in terms of the video, not the coloring session, because I am going to be doing a few different coloring sessions, but you know, I'm trying to keep these things short for the time being, short-ish. All right, that color looks much different on this paper than it does on this one. It looks way more pink here. So that might be a little bit of a problem, although I guess we could just go with a... It's not that it's a problem per se, it's just not what I had planned on. This is closer to what I was hoping to get, so we'll switch to this one, or we'll use both. We'll use both, it's fine. It's not that serious, and I'm going to go with a more cel-shaded type of look today. I don't know, I'm kind of in the mood for it. And let's see here. Did I not? See, this is what I mean. I write things down and then I change my mind because obviously I don't have that marker. These are the markers that I pulled to use. I had written it down and decided against, oh no, it was this one. Oh, never mind. Now I'm seeing a little bit of a chunk happening here, and I want to do a bit of a gradient, perhaps. Not a smooth transitional gradient, but still a gradient. Let's see here. Too purpley. I wanted to keep the page more on the reddish side. Oh, that's a pretty pink. You know, we're just gonna have to keep it moving or else I'm gonna get stuck here. All right. Gosh, I really just want one more color. You know what? I'm just gonna reach over to my marker box and whatever I grab, I'm gonna use. And watch, it's going to be like a hot pink. Even though I said I didn't. Oh, shit. Oh, well. I said I was gonna grab whatever I grabbed, and this is what I grabbed. So, pink it is, even though I literally just said, I don't want to use any pinks. Well, it's a warmer pink, so that's okay. See, what did I say? What did I just say at the beginning of this video? Things change a lot around here. And I do like the idea, you know what, I do like the idea of going with a little bit of a gradient. So see, again, I want to do a color block gradient, not a transitional gradient. No, now I do. So in order to do that, you have to be quite juicy and quick. Well, your movements need to be quick and your markers need to be juicy. So I've demonstrated this before, where this paper is really not great for achieving proper gradients, you know, with the smooth transitions, but it can be finagled. It can be finagled if you move fast, and where there's a will, there's a way, basically. Naysayers will always say it's not possible, blah, 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 but you know how I feel about that. Naysayers are simply people who are either unskilled or too lazy to develop a skill. And if I'm being completely honest, I think anybody can develop any skill as long as they are dedicated and crafty enough. Now, the degree to which that skill is going to be executed successfully, it's going to depend on the individual. But do you see what I mean? This may not be the smoothest gradient in the world. However, is it not a gradient, or is it not a gradient? Right here. And to play up that pink color, we're gonna see, the thing is, guys, is I'm not sugarcoating it. You have to work fast if you want to do more of a gradient on this paper, for sure. Let's see here. So much for not going with pink, though. But that's okay. Maybe we'll just keep the pink to her hair, and then we'll see. Again, why do I even open my mouth? Why do I open my mouth? Whatever is going to happen will happen, and that's that on that. So maybe then we should move to another color. So what if we go with this green? Let me see if I can position you a bit better. How's that? Is that a little bit better? I think so. So now that I said no gradient and then I went full gradient, I want to play with a little bit more of the gradient on the tombstones. And I want the tombstone to be more of a greenish color instead of the grass. I want the grass to be a non-grassy color, maybe the color of dead grass, dried grass, because this is an autumnal page. I don't know. But here's what I'm thinking, because I want to keep this page not necessarily simple, but in terms of color laydown, I just want just classic blocky color. And then let's see, we'll go a little bit messy because I am going to try to put some gradient on here, some blending. I guess gradient is not really the word for it. It is definitely more of a blend. Ooh, see, that's nice. It gives it almost a mossy kind of a look. I like that. And it looks like we could use an even lighter yellow color. Shoot. I mean, that can work. Literally no planning, guys. I just reached over and grabbed something, but I don't like that, so I think I'll just cover it up. When in doubt, just cover it up. Yeah, I kind of like that. I like how it's very uneven and blotchy. Does it look like real stone? No, not quite, but it's not supposed to, right? That's fine. Now for the one in the back, let's do, what if we try another shade of green, or no, I haven't used these. I swear I get more excited when I start pulling out the neutral colors than I do my regular color palettes because they are so challenging. Not necessarily challenging, but they're just so different for me. Because it's just not something that I'm accustomed to using. often, you know. I need a couple lighter tones. So how's everybody been? A whole lot of the same old, I would assume. At least I would hope, right? Because I would rather things be same old than chaotic for you all. Have you been making stuff? Have you been coloring? What the hell have you been up to? Let me know. I know that some of you are only here for my coloring chat, so the only little catch-up sessions that we have are in the comment sections of my coloring chat, so let me know. Neutral tones are so look, I'm gonna say it. The words are going to escape my lips right now. Neutral tones are fun, okay? The collective gasp. I just seriously, the collective gasp of everyone just blew my brains out. Everybody's clutching your pearls. Did Karla just say she enjoys neutrals? Yes. There's no color that I hate except for, and it's not even that I hate it, I just dislike it. And if you've been with me for a while, you know what color that is, right? Say it with me. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Blues. Yes, I'm not a fan of blues. Doesn't mean I hate them. I'm just not a big fan. But I think neutrals, earth tones, they're just so nice. And I think this is because I'm such a desert person that even though my power color is magenta, my entire personality is magenta and eggplanty purple and gold, but earth tones are just so soothing. There's nothing more beautiful than looking outside in the morning, early morning in the desert, and just seeing that swath of pastel tones. The sands, the ochres, the terracottas, the sage greens. It's just so nice. It's just the perfect balance between that and the colorful chaos that is me. We're copacetic. We're simpatico, right? We just work. Duality. All of that stuff. The background. I think at this point we need to address the background. I want to go with a goldenrod, like an orange, perhaps. Of course, you already know this because you've already traveled to the future and seen the thumbnail, so talking about all of this is just nonsense, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. And you know, I feel like I've been missing the color that I'm looking for ages, and I simply haven't reordered it. It's a yellow orange. Here. Yeah, definitely not in there. Let's see my other marker box. Yeah, I don't have anything that is remotely what I'm looking for. Well, I guess that means that I need to place an order pretty soon here. But the problem with Ohuhu, because I swear to God, I've officially transitioned from Copics to Ohuhus. Copics are now my second choice, with Ohuhu being my first choice in terms of markers. That said, freaking Ohuhu is always sold out of everything, which of course makes it a pain in the ass to acquire what I need. That's not fun. It's like, how am I supposed to mitigate that? All right, I think this is going to be a good stopping point because all I'm going to do right now is color in the background, and then I will check in with you guys a little later. Same day, different coloring session. I had to take a break. I mean, I did quite a bit since the last time I filmed, but I had to take a break to do some quick chores. This thing, the tendonitis, it's been acting up for the past few days. It's my own fault. Every time I have a flare-up, it is my own fault because I overwork my wrist. This time it was clicking, clacking of the mouse. I've been doing a lot of graphic design on the computer, and it's a lot of photo editing and a whole lot of this, right? And so this time my art is not to blame. It was definitely the computer. So anyway, all of that to say, I stepped away to run or to do some chores and then to just give my wrist a break. So we're back now, and as you can see, I did quite a bit. I'm going to keep this session pretty short, but as you can see right here with these little globules, these little blobs of whatever, I went ahead and I wanted to play with if you are a regular watcher of my color and chats, was it my previous color and chat or the second to last? In any case, in one of my previous 2 or 3 color and chats, I accidentally stumbled upon, I think this was my last one. I stumbled upon a technique totally by accident. I grabbed one of my refills, my Copic marker refills, and I dotted the ink onto the page. It was a happy accident, totally unplanned, and I just wanted to play with it a little bit more intentionally today because this time I actually wanted to splatter it. And having said that, I was thinking about it and I'm thinking, okay, so that's alcohol marker, right? The alcohol is what makes it go like this, makes it spread. So I grabbed my isopropyl bottle, probably a bad idea, but also 50-50 chance it could be a good idea. And I thought it would be fun to squirt the alcohol on it to mist it, because this comes out like a very fine mist. It's like you push it and it goes, it's such a, I love these bottles. These atomizer bottles, guys. If you have anything to spray liquid, put it in one of these atomizers. It works best for cleaners, vinegar, water solutions, essential oil, homemade cleaning solutions and all that kind of stuff. Isopropyl alcohol, oh, I love it. But anyways, the mist is just so good. It's just so good. So, let's go. You do have to pump it, especially I'm down to the last bit of it. So you got to pump it a little bit to get the air in there. But, oh, you see that fine mist? I don't know if you heard that or could see it, but is what it does. And it may not actually be enough to have much of an effect. You know what? It may not do anything. Well, I mean, we're experimenting in real time. Yeah, I don't think it's enough to do much of anything. Maybe if I had a different squirt bottle, it might. I thought maybe it would go in there and cause a little bit of a... Well, no, you know what? It is doing... Oh, no, it is doing something. Okay, so it's texturizing the paper. Because it's such a fine mist, it's not leaving these globules. It is just kind of making the ink dissipate, and it's looking like a texture. Does that make sense? It's probably easier to see in person, but here, I'm gonna do some on my hand, and there, we're gonna see what happens that way, what kind of witchcraft voodoo is she doing? Let's see, because I was hoping that it would be a bit more scattered. Let's see. Karla and her mad scientist nonsense, right? This is what happens around here. All right. A few more droplets. But again, I don't know if the concentration is enough to really make much of a difference. Let's see. here's what we'll do. There, we'll see if that does anything. Yes, see? Perfect. So we added a little bit of texture, and now we're getting some of that modeling, which is what I was hoping to achieve. And also the concentration of the alcohol, I'm sure makes a difference. This is only a 72% concentrate. I'm sure if you went with something higher, you'd get a more pronounced effect. Well, that's kind of interesting. Of course, now I have to sit here and wait for it to dry before I apply anything on top. I mean, I guess I could. We might as well color in her skin then. Let's go with, let's keep it neutral. Let's do a beige or pink. We could do pink. Let me double check and see if I've done pink. Oh, we did orangish, a red, green. Okay, so we've done green, orange, and peachy pink. What can we do, guys? Let's see. Oh! Bonked you with my head. Let's see. What if we do, because she has a zombie, right? It's a cutesy little zombie. How about we do peach, like a greenish, rotting, peachy yellow color. It's not like a pretty peach, it's kind of just a waxy, I've been embalmed not particularly well type of a yellow color. If you know, you know. And by that I mean, if you're one of those people who likes to research everything ad nauseum until you hate something, that's how I am with the funeral industry. Everyone is entitled to do whatever they want and dispose of themselves however they'd like, but the funeral industry is the biggest scam. It's just like real estate and mortgages. It's all about money and not necessarily about doing things properly. It's just, how can we make the most money? Well, long story short, embalming is trash. Well, okay. No. What's trash is the way that they sell people embalming. They tell them, oh, your loved one will be preserved forever with this. That's not true. It's bullshit, and I'm not going to get into it. You're adults. You can do your own research. But, all of that to say, this yellow color is what it looks like when improper mortuary makeup is used. So maybe that's her thing. She was embalmed badly and now she's coming back to be her fabulous self. You should see the chaos of markers that is my table right now. Let me just show you. Now, mind you, I didn't use all of these, and some of them I only used a touch, but look at this. This is par for the course when it comes to one of my coloring sessions. Again, this is chaos. It's totally unnecessary. Didn't use all of them. Some of them, just a little touch. It is what it is. It's more important to have a small selection of things that you use regularly versus a ton, because a lot of people see this and get overwhelmed and don't even know where to start. If you're one of those people, stick with a small selection. Don't even entertain this nonsense. I'm accustomed to my nonsense. I know how I work. This kind of stuff does not overwhelm me, but it's totally unnecessary. And do I look jaundiced? See, that's because I was experimenting with the dropper and it got all over me. So I like that color. That ended up working well. And I think for her details here, we're going to go with gold because you guys, I told you all that I was going to replace my Sparkle Pop, my beloved gold Sparkle Pop. And I did indeed. My previous color in chat, I think it was the last one, I said, I promise you, I swear, as soon as I'm done filming this video, I'm going to hop online and I'm going to order my Sparkle Pops. Well, she did. And not only that, oh, I'm so sorry that I keep bonking this. So, having said that. Are we good to move on to adding the details? I thought I wanted to go in with the gold, but I think I'm going to hold off for just a second. And what I'm going to do, I thought I wanted to give her gold eyeshadow. No, you know what? She's going to get black eyelids. I am not one of those people who looks good with black eye makeup like this. Eyeliner, sure. I can't live without a cat eye. But an eyelid, charcoal, black, any dark color, it just does not suit me. Looking like a corpse is not my thing. I enjoy illustrating them, clearly, but definitely looking like them, not my thing. Is she gonna get red lips or is she going to get black lips? We can try red. And then if I don't like it, we can go with the black. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Let's see. One of her eyes has to be the corpsey eye. Let's do this one. And then the other one, let's do yellow. Just talking out loud here. You guys can see that I have there's no rhyme or reason here. There's no plan. These bones are going to be covered in gold, so this is just a way for me to make the base a little bit easier to work with. And I think we're good for this session. I just wanted you to see, I didn't want there to be quite an extreme jump between the first part and the second part of the video. So this will be, I guess, officially the end of the first part of the video. Just to summarize what we did, it was just color blocking. And then the background is a lot of different scribbling. It's several layers of scribbling and then a couple of final layers to more or less even out the tone. But you can see the different tonal qualities, right? It's more pink and red up here, more orangey and yellow down here, more red, orange, orange, yellow on this side. It was literally layer upon layer upon layer of just grabbing pens, scribbling, and then at the end of it all, grabbing, I can't remember if it was one or two different colors, but to just go over all of it, to just unify it a bit. And after that, that's when I turned the camera back on and it was squirty squirt party with the alcohol. So I'm going to leave it here. I am going to start adding the details and I'm going to be using the Jelly Roll Moonlight pens, which are just a gel pen. As a matter of fact, I'll show them to you really quickly. Don't know which colors I'm going to go with yet. Probably yellow and then pink or this neon red. We'll go with the neon red. And I think we'll leave it at that. Maybe an orange too, because I do see one here. So yeah, just keeping it tonal, and then of course we'll go in with the gold sparkle pop, and I will check in with you guys later. Okay, so that will do it for now, and then I will check in with you guys later. Oh, I also have this sparkle pop, which is nice. This is an orange ink with gold glitter. Wait, did I say that right? It's, yeah, orange ink with gold glitter, which is fun. Or is it orange ink with orange glitter? I think it's orange ink with orange glitter. In any case, okay, bye. So let's get this page done today, shall we? It is extremely humid today, so I do have the fan on. One reason why I'm going to try to speed through this today, at least the talking portion, because I don't want you guys hearing the fan in the background, right? It's pretty loud. So since last we spoke, I did add some gold accents to it. See that? Oh, look at her lashes. Ooh. Yeah, so we did a little bit of gold here and there, and then today I'm going to go ahead and add these black stars. I don't do this often. I do it every once in a while. I don't know. One day I just decided to try black stars. I think the book that I tried that in was Stardust Space Lust, which is my vintage pulpy sci-fi inspired book. So yeah, I just wanted to revisit that idea today. I know I've done it a few times since then, but it's just not something that I do often. And I like it. The reason that I started doing it was not because I was trying to be, ooh, spooky, spooky, ooky, black stars, ooh. No, it was just because it was an aesthetic decision. And that's what it is today. Because if I would have done a regular white sparkle, wouldn't have been a problem, but it would have been just too much of too much, which is usually a good thing, but sometimes I don't want to do too much of too much. I may do some white highlights on her hair, and I guess that's really what I'm trying to spit out here, is that I want the highlights to be here on her, not on anything else. And I guess specifically what I should be saying is the sparkles, not highlights, because obviously she's got highlights everywhere. So just to recap, I laid down a marker base. I did some scratchy blending on top of that layer, and then I added some gel pens for highlights, and then I did gold sparkle for accents, and then the finishing touch is going to be the white highlights. So I'm going to go ahead and show you, why is this one giving me such a freaking problem? This sparkle does not want to exist. Okay, well, if you don't want to exist, you don't want to exist. So I'm going to do a couple more of those. I'm going to plot them. Let's see, 3, 4, 5. Sure. And then, should we toss another one right here? We'll leave it like that. And then I'll finish them off. But before I do that, let me show you, because I am going to cut the blah, blah, blah portion off. Just fan noise, you know? First thing is first. Oh, so cold. So cold. Something about humidity that actually makes, maybe I'm crazy, which very well could be the case, but humid weather makes ice water, and I mean really super icy water, taste better than it does on dry, hot days. I don't know. It does in my brain. We had a couple of rainy days, just random late summer rainy days, and it gets humid. Real humid when it's freaking 100+ degrees. Dry heat is easy. Humidity, kind of annoying. Although I don't mind it today. I'm feeling a little sticky, but whatever. Whatever. All right, let's do some little bits, some little dotty dots like that. And then these dots will become sparkles, or we will have sparkles in addition to these. Like so. Ugh, my wrist is starting to bother me. I have my, where is my brace? I brought my brace back out. It's been a while since I had a tendonitis flare-up. Was I talking about that in this video? Did I mention it in this video, or was it something else that I don't even know anymore. I can't keep track of anything. But my sparkly, oops, I'm booping you. My sparkly wrist brace is back because I screwed up my wrist again. Hours and hours and hours daily of editing, photo editing, clicking, and doing all that sort of thing. Working on my shops, click, click, clack, click, clack, click, clack all day long. that repetitive motion, yeah, it gets in there. It's not carpal tunnel, it's tendonitis. I mean, at this point, it might be a bit of both, but long story longer, the wrist brace is back, and I am going to be putting it on my bedazzled wrist brace. If you are new here and didn't know about all that, yeah, well, I have tendonitis. It flares up when I overwork my wrist, blah, 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 and I couldn't do with just a regular ugly brace. My other one I had to throw it away because it fell apart. But oh no, I'm gonna need a new one pretty soon because this one is starting to fall apart too. But your girl can't have ugly, non-bedazzled things. So when I put it on, it's all super sparkly and cute. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do for this one is just add some highlights, and then when you see me again, she will be all done. Disaster. Paint splatter. So you know what we're gonna do? Look at this. Look at this. All over me. We're just gonna freestyle it and put some random half circle. Not all decisions are intentional aesthetic decisions. As I said earlier, when you make a mistake, when in doubt, block it out. Cover it up. Just some random blob. I guess now because of that, I should, I don't know. Let's add some random circle right here. Just because. No rhyme or reason. Just because of a spill. All of that to say, moral of the story, go make a goddamn mess today. Doesn't have to be in a coloring book. Doesn't even have to be in one of my coloring books. Can be in a sketchbook. Can be on a freaking napkin. Piece of toilet paper. I don't care. Go do something and be fearless about it. Especially if you hate the outcome. Who cares? Because you will always learn something. Everything you need to know will be down below. Where to follow me on social media, a list and or links to the art supplies that I use, and of course links to the book. This book is available as a bound copy on Amazon, and the PDF version is available via my Etsy shop. All right, that's it. Thank you so much. Be bad, be good. I don't really give a damn which. Just make sure you come back in one piece. Hopefully a messy piece. All right? I will see you in the next one.